This week on Inside Boulder News, City Council approves the new building height ordinance. The 11th Boulder International Film Festival takes place this weekend, and the month of photography celebrates local artists. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. Last week, after a public hearing and deliberations that went late into the night, City Council approved a new building height ordinance with some exemptions. If approved at the third reading on March 17th, the ordinance establishes a 2-year period which limits the areas in the city where building height modifications would be considered in the site review process.
Essentially in Boulder, you have two paths for getting approval of a new building. One is the by right process, which is establish standards, and we confirm that you meet the standards and we approve the building through a staff process subject to planning board call-up. The other is through a site review process, which is a public conversation to decide whether the building is the right building in terms of mass and scale and design for that particular location, consistent with the zoning. And it allows you to modify height. And we've had a number of buildings over the last few years and over time that have modified height through that site review process. And we actually expect buildings to go through that process and encourage the public conversation. But there's a feeling right now we're seeing some tall buildings in places we never anticipated them. And so this is a way to identify the areas where we think it's appropriate to have taller buildings, and for a 2-year period not allow modifications to height in the rest of the city until we can have some conversations through the comp plan process, through the Design Excellence Initiative, and determine what are the areas where we think we should consider taller buildings and areas where we shouldn't.
Due to the changes made at the second reading on February 26th, a third reading of the ordinance is scheduled for the March 17th council meeting as part of the consent agenda with no additional public hearing. For details about the ordinance, visit boulderplanning.org. The Boulder Police Department is encouraging the community to apply for several open positions on its Professional Standards Review Panel. The review panel is made up of 12 members, 6 from the police department and 6 from the community. The panel reviews investigations into allegations of serious misconduct filed against department members and provides recommendations to the chief of police.
Well, we would like a diverse background, representing the community. Certainly we welcome the CU community as well, just something that's going to reflect Boulder and Boulder's interests.
All applicants must be U.S. citizens, residents of the City of Boulder for the past 3 years, and 21 or older. For more information about the qualifications and selection process, contact Sergeant Pat Whiten by calling 303-441-3312 or by email at whitenp@bouldercolorado.gov. Applications are due by Friday, March 13th. The 11th year of the Boulder International Film Festival offers much more than just films. This weekend is full of networking events, workshops, panels, and discussions. Created by sisters Robin and Kathy Beck, the festival has something for everyone.
We've got a film from DreamWorks Animation called Home, and it's done by a guy named Tim Johnson, who also did How to Train Your Dragon. So we're going to have a ton of kids there, but the exciting part is we're going to have the characters from the film there as well. They're going to be walking the red carpet before that screening on Saturday at 2:45.
We have Alan Arkin coming on Saturday night, and we're really excited about that. Alan Arkin is just an icon in the movie industry, and he has won an Oscar, a Tony, an Obie, which is a Director's Award, and he's also won a Book Award. He's really a Renaissance man, and we're so lucky to have him coming to Boulder.
Now entering into the second decade of the festival, the Beck sisters still enjoy working together.
It's fun. We like to say the family that makes film festivals together fights a lot. But no, really, she's really good at the things that she does, and I'm good at the things that I do. So it works out really well. Our jobs don't really overlap very much. So it just so happens that works out perfectly for this event.
The selection committee went through over 1,000 movies to narrow it down to the 51 that will be shown at this year's festival, several of them created by Colorado filmmakers. You can find the complete schedule as well as buy tickets at biff1.com. Throughout March, hundreds of events will take place across the Front Range to celebrate the month of photography. This Saturday at the Dona Larita Gallery in Louisville, Colorado photography icon and Boulder resident Hal Gould will be honored at a special reception. Gould owned the Camera Obscura Gallery, one of the nation's oldest photographic fine art galleries.
I haven't worked directly with Hal, but he was always an influence in every time I would go to Denver in, you know, the 90s, late 80s and 90s. I would never miss an opportunity to go into camera obscura and just get my own creative fix with, you know, just seeing photography as an art form. He always put on phenomenal shows, and just getting inspired by that and coming back and bringing that work into my own creative process.
At 95 years old, Gould's passion for the photographic medium is still contagious.
The camera is just a tool. The image is made by the artist in the mind and in the heart. Good photographs are made. They just don't happen. They're not taken, they're made. This is actually reversed. The house and windmill was over here, and your eye would just stop here.
He hasn't even seen the show up yet. We all have a feeling that he might be spending a lot of time here and being our guest of honor, of course, and being able to share his stories. I mean, ultimately, we're celebrating his mastery and knowledge, and the fact that he's been so influential to so many artists, even, you know, not just photographers, but artists. And being able to sustain a gallery for so long, the Camera Obscura Gallery, he was able to keep going for decades.
The reception will take place from 3 to 5 p.m. For more information about the Dona Larita Gallery and other events during the month of photography, visit donalaRitaGallery.com. Tickets for the 6th annual Taste of Pearl went on sale this week. Taste of Pearl will feature samples from local restaurants paired with tastings from Colorado wineries. Each tasting will take place in a downtown boutique or gallery. The event isn't scheduled until Sunday, April 19th, but tickets typically sell out and attendance is capped at 500 people. Tickets are available online at tasteofpearl.com. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news, tips, and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.